Hi, folks. This is Six Slices here. Just a really short little video today. Um, Obviously, I collect Sheffield knives, but one of the biggest manufacturers, and certainly the most prolific when I was young, was Richards of Sheffield, who were originally two German brothers who came over from Solingen just before the Second World War and changed their name to Richards to anglify it because, of course, German-sounding name as we were heading into Second World War wasn't maybe the best from a marketing point of view. So anyway, they became Richards, and they became the biggest manufacturer in Sheffield. They owned the Rogers and Wolstenholme names for a while, but under Richards, I think the quality of Sheffield knives hit really an all-time low. They were when I was young, they were all you could buy. You went into the local newsagents. We used to go into Tommy's. There'd be a card on the wall, and on it there'd be several knives, ranging from this little baby knife right up to quite large knives, particularly large fishing knives tended to have a large main blade and a descaling blade. But anyway, there'd be a number of these knives on the card, and you could pick one and buy it. Now, this was the smallest, I think. I mean, this is a tiny little knife. I'm just trying to think what I've got here. That this is a dragonfly. Compared to the dragonfly, it's tiny, tiny, tiny. Dragonfly looks like it needs a good clean, actually. Anyway, there we are. Now, where these really slipped up is that instead of having bolsters and covers, they had a one-piece moulded pressed steel case, which was then clipped on at the ends. Clipped on at the ends, a little bit of metal folded over to hold these on the side. They're known as shell knives. Now, I don't remember that as being a term back in the 70s, but it was a long time ago and I was very young, so I don't know. This particular one here belonged to my brother, and he sent this via his girlfriend to me this week, and it's the only Richards knife I own, which is odd considering after my when I was a youth, the most common knife I owned were Richards shell knives. Now, I don't know if this tartan was unique to Scotland, but it was one of those ones that came up quite often. There are lots of other materials. The other common one I remember was a sort of maroon colour, and basically all it is a plastic foil that's wrapped around the pressed steel bolster or pressed steel handle piece. So it was relatively easy. They could make special edition ones. I don't know if these were made just for sale in Scotland, but I do remember having a number of the tartan ones. But it also meant that they were quite good for doing souvenirs and commemorative knives, because you didn't really need to do an awful lot of work to produce a different patterned foil and just wrap it around the blades during manufacture. But like I say, this is a tiny, tiny, tiny little knife. I think even as a child, I would have seen that as a particularly small thing. It is marked Richards of Sheffield. If I could just get it to focus. Richards, Sheffield. There it is. Almost get it in focus. yeah, and they often also had a little bail on them. I suppose a knife like this is probably a lady's makeup knife, or a gentleman might put it on a chain, a watch chain or something like that. But it's just an example of a thing that I don't have any other examples of. Maybe one day. Funnily enough, actually, somebody did send me one of these. I believe it had a different pattern, not the tartan, about a year ago. And unfortunately, I got the envelope and his note, but the envelope had a hole in it and the little knife had disappeared, which was a shame. So it was quite nice to get this one to replace it. Anyway, that's all I want to say about these. So we'll see you all again soon. If you like this stuff, please give it a thumbs up. So there's not enough room even to make a thumbs up in there. And if you enjoy this stuff, please subscribe, and then you'll see some more. I've got a pile of backlog to get through, and you'll be seeing those all soon. So thank you all for now. Goodbye.